So we say here, when a Brahma in an arupa plane dies, he may be reborn in the same plane or a higher plane, but not in a lower arupa plane. Moreover, if he may be also reborn in the sense sphere, with three roots, either as a deva or as a human being. So I think you please put on the chart number 7. So you can also translate first.
我哋咧跟住咧睇下死後求生嘅有啲咩地方好去啦，睇下有咩選擇啊。咁首先咧，我哋咧就睇下無色天先。咁無色天咧嘅嗰啲梵天死咗之後咧，咁佢咧一係咧就喺同等嘅即係界咧投生，或者更加高嘅。咁咧佢就唔會喺無色天入邊咧低層次嘅無色天投生就唔會嘅。同埋咧佢亦都可能翻嚟欲界咧，但係佢係欲界投生咧，佢一定係三因心嘅人或者天人嘅。
So we say, when a arupa Brahma dies, he can be born in the same arupa realm or in the higher arupa realm, but not in the lower arupa realm. And he can also be reborn as human beings and the celestial beings, as three-rooted person, So we say here, when the Akasananjayarana Brahma dies, 4 arupa patisanti and 4 kama sukati, the tihetuka patisanti are possible. So we say when this Brahma from here dies, so when we say 4 arupa patisantis are possible, so that means he can be born in any one of these 4 arupa realms. And he can also be reborn. So with this 4 kama sukati, tihetuka patisanti, so that means you just draw like this. So he will be born. So up above here you see there 4, the 4 Maha Vipaka Jnana Samyuta Cheta. So when we say he is born with 4, the Kama Sukati, Tihetuka Patisanti, 3-rooted. So he will be born. So from here you can see he will be born with one of the 4 Maha Vipaka Jnana Samyuta Cheta. In what realms? So you just go on like this, like this. So in the 7 Kama Sukati realm, that is in the human realm, as well as in the 6 celestial realms.
咁咧教授咧就用呢個圖表咧就講多一次啦，就係如果咧嗰個無色界啦，嗱呢個係無色界啦，呢4個啦。咁如果佢喺譬如係色無邊處天啦，死咗之後咧，咁佢咧一係去更加高嘅天啦，色無邊處啦，或者本身啦，或者更高就唔可以去空無邊處噶啦。或者咧，佢咧就投身去呢個欲界啦。咁欲界咧就三因心嘅咧，就係呢一辣啦，就係佢咧就會喺呢個廣大嘅果報心自相應啦，自相應係三因啦，而投身係善趣啦，欲界嘅善趣人界啦，同埋6個天界嘅。
Now, if a Brahma from Vijnananjayarana realm dies, he can be born in this realm or in these 2 higher realms. But he will not be born in Akasananjayarana realm. So we say, if with Vijnananjayarana Brahma dies, 3, she see here, 3 are Rupa Patisantis, with the exception of Akasananjayarana Patisanti. And again, 4 Kama Sukati, Tihetuka Patisanti are possible. You get it?
咁咧嗱，再強調一次咧，就係話咧，如果喺呢個無色界咧，如果譬如係空無邊處，唔係色無邊處呢個天嘅梵天咧，死咗之後咧，佢咧就只係有3個結生心，3個地方可以喺同一個界別嘅，就唔係4個啦。咁咧，如果佢去咗呢個色界啦，唔係喺欲界咧，咁咧佢咧就會有佢就會有3個結生心嘅，即係有3種可能嘅。
And now, if the Archanganya Yarana Brahma dies, he can be born in this realm and also in this realm. So we say Akasa Nanja Yarana Padisanti, Neva Sanyana Sanya Padisanti are possible, and also the 4 Kama Tihetuka Padisanti are possible. So when the Neva Sanyana Sanya Brahma die, he can have this Padisanti, Neva Sanyana Sanya Yana Vipaka, Jeta as rebirth consciousness, or he will be born in this plane, or again he can be born in the 7 Kama Sukri realms, only with 3 rooted the rebirth consciousness. So they will be born at least in the human realm as 3 rooted persons.
咁咧就有舉個例子啦。如果一個人咧係無所有處嘅梵天咧，就死咗之後咧，佢咧就只可以咧喺無所有處投生翻啦，或者飛上處。咁佢咧2個呢個結生嘅心係可供選擇嘅。咁如果佢投生喺欲界咧，咁佢咧就會有4個廣大果報心啦。因為佢4個咧係自相應㗎啦，因為佢係3因者啦。咁頭先嗰個例子都係一樣嘅。
Then we go to the Rupa Brahma. So we say, when a Rupa Brahma dies from any of this Rupa realm, except Asanya Satta, the realm, except the Asanya Satta is this realm, because this Asanya Satta Brahma, they have only bodies, so they cannot develop any jhana. They cannot develop any jhana. So we exclude them. So for the remaining Brahmas, from the other Brahma realms, so when they die, they can be born in these Brahma realms, and they can also be born in this the Arupa realms, because they can also develop the Arupa jhana. They can develop them. And then they can be also born in the 7 Kama Sukti realms. But in this case, not only with 3 rooted the rebirth consciousness, but also with 2 rooted rebirth consciousness. So we say when a Brahma, when the Brahma died from the Brahma realm, with the exception of Asanya Satta realm, so all the rebirth consciousness, with the exception of 2 rootless rebirth, with the exception of the 2 rootless rebirth are possible. So remember, there are 20 types of rebirth, not 20 types of rebirth. So he cannot be born in the woeful state, and he will not be born as deformed person in human realm and the celestial realm. But he can be reborn as the 2 rooted human beings or deva, and also 3 rooted human beings or deva. So that means 4 Kama Sukati Dvihetuka Padisanti, 4 Kama Sukati Tihetuka Padisanti, 6 Rupa Padisanti, and 4 Arupa Padisanti are possible. Okay.
咁咧講翻色界嘅梵天啦，如果佢哋死咗之後咧，除咗呢個無想天嘅呢啲梵天，佢哋存在成個過程都係物質嘅嘢啦。除咗嗰個無想天嘅梵天之外咧，所有嘅梵天咧，佢哋咧嘅投生咧，佢咧係可以投生喺色界啦，亦都可以喺投生喺無色界啦，因為佢哋有機會繼續進修呢個禪那嘅。咁咧，佢哋亦都咧可以投生去呢個欲界啦，變成咧3因嘅欲界嘅眾生啦，或者2因嘅欲界眾生。咁佢唯獨咧就唔會投生去惡趣啦。 或者咧係啦惡趣啦，或者苦道嘅。咁所以咧，佢個投生嘅嗰個結生心有幾多種可能咧？咁咧佢呢個無色界有4個啦，咁就夾埋色界咧就係6個啦，咁就10個啦。咁再加上咧呢個三因心嘅投生咧4個啦，咁再加上二因心嘅投生咧就4個，就一共18個嘅。
Now on page 222 at the bottom line. So we say when this Asanya Saddha Brahma dies, as he cannot develop the jhana, he cannot be reborn in the Brahma realms. He cannot be reborn either in the Rupa Brahma realms or Arupa Brahma realms. So he can be born only in the sense sphere. So that means he can be born with 4 Kama Sukati, Dvihetuka Patisanti. So if he is reborn with this rebirth consciousness, so that means he will be reborn with 4 Mahavipaga Jnana Vidyuta Chaita. So in what realm? Again in the 7 Kama Sukati realm, either in human realm or 6 celestial realm. So you can see their rebirth consciousness, 4 Mahavipaga Jnana Vidyuta Chaita. And they can also be born as the 4 Kama Sukati, Tihetuka Patisanti. In that case, he will be reborn with 1 of the Mahavipaga Jnana Samyuta Chaita, again in the 7 Kama Sukati realm.
So 8.
Yes, 8 Patisantis are possible.
OK， 咁咧再講呢個無想天嘅呢個呢個梵天咧，佢死咗之後咧，因為佢咧個心咧就喺嗰度好多幾萬劫嘅時候冇做過嘢啊，因為佢得物質嘅嘢，個心冇喐到冇心嘅，咁所以咧收唔到善拿，死咗之後投生咧就只可以去下落嚟欲界嘅。咁咧欲界咧佢有2個可能啦，就同其他嘅梵天一樣啦，佢可能咧就變成呢個投生係欲界2因心嘅善趣啦。或者咧欲界嘅3因心啦，咁咧就係4加4個廣大嘅果報心，咁就一共有8個可能結生啦。
So now we see that when a Brahma dies, they can be born as the lowest state, as human being. And like in the case of Rupa Brahma, they can be born also as 2-rooted person. In the case of the Arupa Brahma, they will be born only as 3-rooted person. Now, usually when they were born in the human realm, they have very beautiful features because in the Brahma, they just live with the jhana bliss. So that means they can observe all the like the 8 or 10 precepts there. So when they are born in the human realm, they are born very beautiful and usually in the rich family. But in the human realm, now if they forget to perform meritorious deeds, so even if you forget to do meritorious deeds, so when you forget meritorious deeds, that means you enjoy only sense pleasure. Then when you die, you will be born in the woeful state after death. So when the Brahma died, they cannot be born immediately as the woeful state, only as a human state. But in the next life, they can be born in a woeful state. So at one time, the Buddha, accompanied by the Ananda, they went into. They came to the Rajagraha city for alms food, so that they were on alms round. So the Buddha always lived outside the town, usually in the royal garden. They have the monastery there. So he just walked to the Rajagraha city, and at the gate, near the gate of the Rajagraha city, he saw a little female pig. So trying to find food by digging the earth with her mouth. So the pig, they do that, the pig. So the Buddha, when he saw that pig, he smiled. So when he smiled, if his tooth is exposed, then light comes out. So Ananda noticed it. So he asked Ananda asked the Buddha, why did you smile? Didn't you see that little pig there? Yes, what's the matter with that pig? Oh, now this little pig. 2 existences before, she was a Mahabrahma, with very bright body rays. But now she was just a little pig, trying to find food in the earth. What's the matter? So the Ananda asked the Buddha again. Well, the Buddha said, when she died from that, the Mahabrahma, she was born in a rich family as a girl, and then she became a very beautiful lady in this Rajagra city. So every the person who met her said, "Oh, sister, you're so beautiful. Oh, auntie, you're so beautiful. Oh, my niece, you're so beautiful." So when many people admire her, so she became conceited. Conceited. You understand conceited? So become proud. And then she said, "I have to remain beautiful, so that the people, what they admire me is correct." So she tried to beautify herself the whole day, trying to make the put on the lotion, all this beautiful, and then try to put on the make new dress, to beautiful. So she spent her time, most of the time, just this, and she didn't perform any meritorious deed. So when she died, now she was born as a pig. So it is a very good lesson. The Buddha said, when you become a Brahma, you can live very happily with the jhana bliss. For, say, if you are Rupa Brahma, in the Suttavasa realm, you can live even up to 16,000 war cycles. And in the case of the Arupa realm, you can live up to 20,000 to 84,000 war cycles. You can live very blissfully, but finally you have to die. You have to die from there. Now, if you were born like in a human being and you forget meritorious deed, then you can be born in the woeful state again. So that means, by being born in this high Brahma realm, no security. No security. One day you can be born in the woeful state again. So the Buddha said it's not satisfactory even to get a Brahma realm. Only when you attain the Nibbana, then it is not secure, he said. So you can enjoy the unique bliss of Nibbana forever.
咁跟住咧，教授咧就講咧，總結咧嗰個梵天咧，或者無色界咧，或者色界嗰啲天眾咧，佢咧都會咧投生啦。如果佢哋一係投生翻喺梵天咧，一係投生喺欲界嘅。咁佢講咧，一般嘅梵天咧死咗之後咧，佢唔會投生去惡趣嘅，最少唔會投生惡趣啦。佢哋投生如果嚟欲界咧，佢哋做人咧又係好靚嘅人啦，同埋係會出生係好富有嘅家庭嘅。咁但係咧，如果佢哋因為上一世係梵天啦，今世投生做人咧，佢哋咧因為好嘅投生咧，令到佢哋咧，如果忘記咗做善事咧，淨係成日享受呢啲欲樂嘅時候咧，好可能咧下一世咧都會落地獄都唔定嘅，或者去到苦道都唔定嘅。咁佢又舉咗個例子啦。咁喺佛陀時代咧，喺佛經入邊記載咧，咁有一日咧，佛陀咧就同阿難尊者咧就喺王舍城嘅出邊咧就入進城去陀缽啦。咁見到城門口咧有隻母豬咧就喺度地下咧就揾嘢食。咁咧呢個佛陀見到呢隻豬咧就微笑咗一下。咁佢露齒嗰陣露齒嘅時候咧，呢個牙齒發啲光出嚟。咁阿難尊者咧見到之後咧就問：你笑乜嘢啊？咁佛就話：你見唔見到隻豬乸？咁阿難尊者話：切見到。咁佛陀就講咧，佢係喺2世以前咧，佢咧係大梵天嚟嘅。咁呢個大梵天咧，佢係相當即係有成就梵天啦。大家都知記得初時佢修得最好先至去到大梵天啦。咁同埋咧，佢係好強嘅體光啦。咁 咁但係咧佢投生做欲界咧，上一世投生欲界咧就去一個好富有人家嘅女啦。咁咧因為佢好靚，咁佢咧就啲人個個都讚佢啦，見到佢個個都稱讚佢啦。咁佢因為自己嘅美貌咧，就產生咗呢個自負啦，或者自大啦。咁咧佢哋就終日無所事事咧，就繼續去即係扮靚啦。咁同埋咧又自己好傲慢嘅，咁就真係唔記得做善事。咁卒之咧嗰一世咧就投生去做一隻豬仔。咁所以咧就所以教授咧就講，即係唔係淨係教授講，佛陀都講，即係去投生做梵天、大梵天、無色天都係冇保障嘅，因為咧你脫唔到個輪迴，只有真係去到涅槃咧，先至可以咧真正嘅係離苦嘅。
So the lady should be very careful. So not spend your time purifying yourself all the time. So when you die, you can become the princess.
Oh, we're doing my return each year.
Now we come to page 223, number 3 there, the second paragraph. So what will happen to us, human beings, when we die? So here we say, no, so with, here in that paragraph, so all human beings and the celestial beings, if they are three-rooted persons, when they die, they can be born in any one of these 31 planes of existence. So that means all the 20 types of rebirth are possible. So it's a very good deal. Very good deal. So we have the right to choose where we want to be born. So any place you can be born there. And we already described in this chart actually how karma bear result. So by this if you can make use of the karma, the law of the karma. So if you want to be born in celestial realms and human realm again, it's not difficult. Just try to do meritorious deeds. The dana, sila, bhavana. So if you want to be born in the Brahma realms, so try to develop the jhana. Then you can be born in any the jhana realm. You can be born there. And of course, the best thing is to undertake meditation. If you can undertake meditation, for example, if you can even go up to the vipassana state and meditate there, even though you are not enlightened in this life, you have good guarantee to be born only in this program in the next, the future existences, and finally you will attain Nibbana. So that will be the best.
咁咧睇下我哋嘅人啦，作為人咧，咁如果我哋係人咧，或者天人咧，咁我哋係欲界咧死咗嘅時候咧，如果我哋係三因嘅人咧，我哋咧係可以投生咧去任何一個地方嘅，因為我哋今生咧，如果修善那咧，可以收到色界或者無色界嘅子啦，或者甚至咧可以收到出世間嘅法咧，咁我哋咧即係就會去啲好嘅地方投生啦。咁如果我哋係冇珍惜呢個做人嘅機會，而做咗啲不善嘅事咧，亦都可以導致我哋落地獄嘅。所以咧，即係20個投生嘅心咧，我哋全部都可能即係有份啦，即係我哋有咁樣嘅自由度啦。咁如果係二因心嘅人咧，咁佢咧就會投生喺個10個欲界嘅地方啦。10個欲界嘅結生嘅心。
For human beings and celestial beings of two-rooted persons, as they cannot develop the jhana, so when they die, they will not be born in the Brahma realm. So they can be born only with 10 karma pradisandhi, we say. So what are the 10 karma pradisandhi? So if we come from below here, we say they are the 4 karma sukati. Hetuka Pradisandhi, that is Bhumhavipaka Jnana Samyuta Chaita. And then 4 Kama Sugati, Dvi Hetuka Pradisandhi, that refers to the 4 Mahavipaka Jnana Vipyuta Chaita. And also we have the Ahetuka Ahituka means rootless. The woeful padisanti, so that refers to rebirth with the upekha samdhirana citta. And also the woeful rebirth, that refers to the akusala vipaka upekha samdhirana citta. So they can be born with any one of this rebirth.
咁異因心嘅欲界嘅眾生咧，咁佢咧可以咧再投生嘅時候咧，因為佢異因心咧佢去唔到無色界嘅，咁咧所以佢只可以投生咧，或者色界咧，佢只可以投生咧係欲界啦，佢可以投生欲界嘅三因嘅人啦，投生係欲界二因嘅人啦，或者惡趣嘅，咁或者係無因嘅眾生啦，咁一共咧就有10個嘅結生嘅可能嘅唔同嘅。
And for those retarded persons and woeful persons, all the woeful persons, like the animal woeful ghosts and the hell denizens, so when they die, also all the 8 karma padisantis are possible. For example, like Devadatta, Ajata, Satu, they have to be suffering in hell. So when those bad karmas are atoned, so all they have produced their effect there, then they can be reborn as human beings again. They can be reborn as human beings again. And even like I told you, that by the Buddha was giving in Dhamma talk, near that Kakara lake, a little frog who came up and listened to the Buddha's discourse. When he died, he was born in Abhidhamma Course. So animals can also be reborn in celestial realm when they die.
咁咧，但係咧就係無因嘅眾生咧，或者苦界嘅眾生咧，佢哋死咗之後咧，咁但係咧佢哋亦都可能亦都可以咧投生去欲界啦，一定係欲界啦嘅善趣，或者去翻欲界嘅惡趣，或者係苦道嘅。咁視乎佢之後嗰一生嘅業啦。咁例如咧嗰個提摩達多咧，佢喺地獄入邊受完罪咧，咁佢都可能做翻人啦。咁前2日教授講嗰個青蛙聽完佛法之後投生去天人啦，咁就係亦都係隨住個業流轉嘅。
So we learn many good lessons from chapter 5. So you should read them and make use of these good lessons. Now we go to chapter 6 about rupa, we call materiality. So we can go to the second topic of that page 224 now. So we have the question, what is rupa? So rupa has been translated as matter or corporeality, material, body, or form, etc. But none is exact. To judge from the various aspects of rupa, so we say matter. So now we don't like matter. We like the word materiality. Materiality is the nearest equivalent. And we should know that this rupa comprises the characteristics of matter and energy known in science. It has all the characteristics. When the Buddha described about this rupa, so this rupa, it comprises all the characteristics of matter and energy known in science. So we say science know only rupa, materiality. We don't know consciousness and mental factors, mentality. So we say science is blind. So we say one eye blind, one eye blind. They cannot see the future. They cannot see what will happen after death, and they cannot help us to be born in the celestial realm, or in Brahma realms, or even in Nirvana. They can never lead us. So only the religion, especially Buddhism, can help us to attain this higher rebirth.
咁咧我哋咧係進入第6課啦，就係講色啦，色法啦。咁呢個色咧，我哋中國人翻譯係顏色嘅色啦。咁其實咧佢嘅巴利文叫 rupa 啦。 咁佢嘅意思咧就係物質。咁咧佢物質入邊咧，佢包括埋乜嘢咧？包括個能量嘅。所以咧，我哋所講嘅佛教入邊所講嘅 rupa 咧，色法咧，佢係包括物質本身啦，同埋能量嘅。咁喺科學嚟講咧，咁科學咧只係好了解物質嘅現象啦。咁但係咧對於心法咧就唔了解嘅。咁只有佛教咧，我哋係了解即係嗰個真實法啦，嗰個究竟嘅實相咧就係名同埋色法啦，身同埋身嘅修法啦，同埋係可以影響到我哋點樣去投生嘅。
And the last paragraph of that page, 224, Rupa may change state, form and color on account of heat and cold, just as matter does. Although form, shape and mass become apparent, when a lot of Rupa has accumulated, in the ultimate sense, Rupa is formless, shapeless, and massless, just as energy is. And nowadays science understands that energy and matter are identical. Matter and energy are identical. They are intercompatible. So we say, like when you take iron and you heat it, it melts into the liquid. If you cool it down, it becomes solid again. So they can change their form, their state, and their color by heat and cold. And then we should know that when the Buddha say rupa, he refers to those ultimate materiality that really exist. So if you say, these are all rupa, this table, this chair, this our body are rupa, so that will be wrong. According to Abhidhamma, we say the chair, the table, our body do not exist. Do not exist. So they exist because a lot of this the rupa have accumulated. When they accumulated, we have like the form and the shape. But in the ultimate sense, rupa is formless and shapeless. We should understand that.
咁咧物質嘅嘢咧，或者嗰個色法咧，佢咧喺唔同嘅溫度嘅情形之下咧，我哋會見到佢嘅形狀啦、形態啦、顏色啦嘅變化嘅。咁佢會有呢啲嘢變化嘅。咁但係咧，同埋咧，當佢好多嘅物質嘅嘢聚埋一齊之後咧，其實咧我哋會見到形狀啦，我哋見到譬如我哋見到台啦、見到凳啦等等嘅。但係咧喺嗰個真實嘅情形咧，色法咧或者物質嘅嘢咧，喺我哋嘅佛教嚟講咧，佢咧係冇一個固定嘅形狀嘅，佢係冇一個固定嘅性質嘅狀態嘅，咁亦都冇一個固定嘅質量嘅。咁其實咧佢係同呢個能量其實佢係能量嚟嘅，佢係能量共通嘅。
Now we go to the next topic, that is enumeration of rupa. So we say first rupa is twofold, that means two kinds. So namely Buddha rupa and Upadaya rupa. So here we give the translation. Buddha rupa is essential. So we just just essential is not actually complete. So I think it's better to call it essential materiality. We refer to materiality. So Buddha rupa, essential materiality. Upadaya rupa is derived materiality instead of derivatives. So to be more exact, we should say derived materiality. So they are derived from these essential materiality. Now this Buddha rupa, they are more prominent than those derived materiality, and great masses like the earth and the sun are formed when a lot of this Buddha rupa has accumulated, and consequently Buddha rupa is also called Mahabhuta. Maha means great. So Mahabhuta would mean great essential materiality. Great essential materiality. Okay.
咁咧，跟住咧，我哋講咧，色法嘅種類啦，咁有兩大類嘅，一種咧就係基本嘅色法啦，或者物質嘅嘢啦， 咁另外一種咧就係所造色。咁基本色咧就係可以講咧，佢係基本嘅元素啦，佢聚埋一齊嗰陣時咧就好突出同埋好明顯啦。咁例如咧，我哋嘅地球啊、太陽啊，都係有呢啲基本嘅物質咧係聚集而成啦。咁而呢個所造色咧係根據呢個基本色咧而衍生出嚟嘅物質嘅嘢。
On page 226 and 227, we describe those four great essential materialities. So number one is Patavi. So it is called the element of extension, or you can also put in one word, the element of extension or solidity. We also call it the element of solidity. And it has the characteristics of hardness and softness. So remember, this ultimate materiality, they don't have any form and any shape. So we can know them by their characteristics, that is hardness and softness. Now the next paragraph, extension means occupation in space. Tri-dimensional extension gives rise to the idea of a solid body, as no two bodies can occupy the same space at the same time. Buddhists derive the idea of hardness from Patavi. The dual characteristics of hardness and softness implies relativity. For example, a rock may be said to be hard if we compare it with clay, but we should say the rock is not soft if we compare it with iron. So, Patavi also serves as a support or nucleus for the other coexisting rupas. So this is actually the function of Patavi. So the characteristic of Patavi is hardness and softness. And its function is it serves as a support or as a nucleus for the other coexisting rupas to arise together. Actually, Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, these four great essential elements, they always arise together. And so the Patavi serves as the support. And we say hardness and softness, they are the same quality actually, though we think it is to be opposite. So not like in science, we give the hardness scale to all materiality. All materiality, they have the hardness scale. Like the wood has the certain hardness scale. And iron would be it is harder than the wood, so they get higher value of the hardness. And then if you compare with iron, we say wood is soft. But again, wood, if you compare with light, with clay, with clay, which is very soft. So you say, oh, wood is hard if compared with clay. So they all have the hardness, the value. So if the hardness value is low, we say it is soft. When the hardness value is high, we say it is hard. So they are the same thing, the same quality.
咁咧，我哋講緊咧4個即係基本嘅色法咧，或者物質嘅嘢咧，佢嘅基本嘅元素有4大類啦，有4種啦。咁我哋咧都聽過啦。其中第一個咧就係地大嘅地啦。咁咧我哋記得咧，首先咧物質嘅嘢頭先講話係冇形狀嘅，係觸摸唔到嘅，係即係好似能量咁樣嘅。咁咧千祈就唔好俾個字面意識地大啦，係土地嚟嘅，就唔係嘅。咁呢個名稱咧，淨係代表咧物質，即係我哋講緊 Upa 咧，佢嘅一個性質啫。佢性質咧，佢有好多種性質，就係最明顯嘅有4種性質咧。其中一種咧就係堅固性。總之物質嘅堅固性咧，我哋就叫佢地大，而唔係話土地個地，即係嗰個即刻諗到土地啦，硬啦，唔係嘅。咁咧堅固性咧，佢有唔同嘅程度啦。咁咧，譬如佢堅固性低嘅時候，佢就軟啦。咁軟咧，亦都係地大嘅一個表徵嚟嘅。硬咧，亦都係嘅。咁咧就所以咧，嗰個軟硬堅固嘅性咧，就係物質嘅用地大呢樣嘢嚟代表嘅。咁呢個地大咧，佢係有支持嘅作用啦，佢支持 其他嘅色法咧元素咧一齊係存在嘅。
So the next, the major materiality is apo. We call it the element of its cohesion or the element of liquidity. So after cohesion, you can just put on the one word or liquidity. The element of cohesion or the element of liquidity with the characteristics of cohesiveness and fluidity. So these characteristics are important because we have to know about by these characteristics of cohesiveness and fluidity. And we explain these characteristics below. It is the apo element that makes different particles of matter cohere and hold them together. It is like the force of attraction between the positive charge and the negative charge of electricity. So in chemistry, we describe the two elements combined together by way of transfer of electrons. So the element that give electron becomes positively charged, and the element that gets electron becomes negatively charged. And because of the attraction of the positive and negative charge, they are combined together. Like we get sodium chloride, sodium and chlorine, they combine to form sodium chloride. So the apo is just like the electrical property. It is similar to electrical property. So it is like the force of attraction between the positive charge and the negative charge of electricity. When we add a little water to flour, the flour particles go here into a lump. If we add more water, the mixture becomes fluid and flows away. So this is, we try to explain the characteristics of apo, that is cohesiveness and fluidity. So if you put some dry flour on the tray, so the dry flour, the particles do not stick with each other. They do not stick. Now you just add a cup of water. So as soon as the flour becomes wet, it becomes sticky. And they combine into a lump. So that is cohesiveness of apo. So water is not apo. We say water is the apo is the predominant in water. So all things, all materiality, they are all the combination of these four primary elements. So water is also the combination of all these four elements. So, but in water, apo is predominant. And in the earth, patwi is predominant. And in fire, tejo is predominant. And in the air, vayo is predominant. They are all combination. So when you put water there, so because of that, the property of apo to cohere, so the flour, they cohere into a lump. Now if you put more water, so they become fluid, so they flow away. So that shows the properties of apo, that is cohesiveness and fluidity.
咁咧，第二咧就係水帶啦。咁呢個水帶咧，同樣嘅咧，佢唔係水嚟嘅，就係講咧呢個性質係代表物質嘅咩性質咧？就係佢嘅黏聚性、凝聚性同埋流動性嘅。咁咧就咁教授舉咗個例子啦，就係話咧，譬如咧正負電咧，佢會互相吸嘅，而將佢哋擺埋一齊嘅，吸引互相連結一齊嘅。咁呢啲黏聚性咧、吸引力咧，咁咧就係呢個水帶嘅作用啦。咁另外咧，佢又舉咗個例子咧，就係話乾麵粉咧，咁你揸唔實嘅，你個黏聚力係好少嘅，但係倒啲水落去咧，咁咧佢就可能變成一嚿一團麵粉，佢就黐埋，可以黏聚啦。咁咧如果再加啲水咧，咁佢直情可能沖走流動添。咁所以水帶嘅特性咧，佢係有呢個黏聚啦，同埋呢個聚合啦，同埋流動嘅性質嘅。咁咧頭先教授強調一點咧，水就唔係水帶，水帶係單一嘅元素，所有嘅物質，例如水啊、地啊，佢都係一個四大嘅組合。不過喺水入邊咧，水帶呢個特性咧係好強嘅、好突出嘅。 喺土地上面咧，地大呢個特性咧係強嘅明顯嘅。
Now the third element is tejo, the element of heat or heat energy, with the characteristics of hotness and coldness. Vivacity, that means liveliness, and maturity, hotness and coldness are due to tejo. Both heat and cold are the properties of tejo or heat energy. So when heat flows into our body, we feel hot. And when heat flows out of our body to the surrounding, we feel cold. Also, the tejo can be taken as the element of heat, heat energy. Yes.
咁咧第三個咧就係火大啦。咁火大嘅物質嘅特性咧就係佢溫度啦，即係代表個溫度啦。同埋咧因為溫度嘅高低咧，咁個物質咧呈現出嚟咧，佢有活躍性啦，佢有成熟啦，譬如啲嘢熟咗啦，或者老咗啦，咁同埋暖同埋熱嘅特性啦。咁譬如咧，如果我哋身體感受到熱量嘅時候咧，我哋會覺得熱嘅；如果我哋嘅身體散熱散得好快嗰陣時咧，我哋就會覺得凍嘅等等。
Number 4 is vayu, the element of motion or the element of kinetic energy, with the characteristics of pushing and supporting. So when we blow air into the balloon, the air pushes the walls of the balloon upwards. And if there is no balancing force, there is supporting force exerted by the walls of the balloon will burst. Remember that there is action and reaction at every point. So motion, vibration, oscillation, rotation and the pressure are caused by vayu. So we say we can move our hand because the vayu pushes the hand to move it. And then when you raise it, so again you have to exert energy to raise your hand here. Now you can keep your hand here. So why don't it fall? Because there is some supporting there. And the same thing, we are some 6 feet person. They just stand. They don't fall. And even you can bend your body like this, you don't fall. Why? So vayu is supporting you. So there's vayu supporting and pushing really exists. And we call it vayu, the element of motion or kinetic energy.
咁咧第4個咧就係風大嘅特性啦，物質上面個特性咧，例如咧動感啦、動作啦、動力啦，咁咧佢都係風大嘅特性啦，或者佢有支持嘅作用啦。咁我哋可以想像咧，如果喺一個氣球入邊咧，當我哋吹滿氣嘅時候咧，嗰個氣咧就會令到呢個氣球嘅表面咧有壓力啦、有張力啦，咁佢脹卜卜啦，咁同埋直情覺得硬添啦，同埋有壓力啦，呢啲全部都係風大嘅特性啦。咁同埋咧頭先教授亦都舉咗個例子，就係話我哋嘅動作咧，我哋嘅手提手呢個動作咧，咩支持我哋嘅手提起？我哋嘅手有重量嘅，亦都有地心重量嘅。係咩令到我哋嘅手提起呢個力啦？而支持嘅力咧，其實就係風大嘅作用啦。咁同樣咧，即係譬如動作啦、動感啦、震動啦、轉動啦、壓力啦等等都係風大嘅特性。
Then below that first paragraph on page 227, we gave you the notes. So we have the notes here. So the notes there we say the 4 great essential elements, the materiality, are also known as the 4 great elements. So element in Pali we call dhatu. In Pali we call dhatu. So dhatu means that which carries its own characteristic marks or attributes, but it is not a living being. It is not a living being. Now in the next paragraph, now we say the Pathavi dhatu. So when we say it is the 4 great elements, we call them as Abhidhamma. That means we used to translate as the earth element. Abhidhamma, we translate as the water element. Tejodhamma, we translate as the heat element. And Vayodhamma, we translate as the wind element. But we should know that Prithvi is not the earth. Neither is Abho water, nor Vayo the wind. So, what the Buddha is referring is to the ultimate materiality. The ultimate materiality, ultimate components of all this, what we call the matter and energy. So, like in the time of when we say the Greek philosopher, the early Greek philosophers, so they think that all living beings, they arise from these four great elements. Four great elements. They call the earth, the water, and the fire, and the wind. So now some the philosophers say, oh, everything comes from earth. When they die, they become earth again. So his disciples say, oh, all living beings come from water. When they die, they become water. Some say, no, they come from wind, from the air, or from the fire. And when they die, they become these things again. So actually, they are not correct. So we know now all these living beings do not come from the earth, water, from the fire, or from the wind. We don't come from this. So what the Buddha said is when he say this, the ultimate materiality. So this, the Prithvi, Abho, Tejo, Vayo, they combine together. So when they form, they arise in nature. These ultimate materiality, they don't arise singly. Just like we say, when we say the mind arises, the mind is a combination of consciousness and mental factors. Consciousness cannot arise alone. Mental factors cannot arise alone. They must always arise together. They have to support each other for their arising. The same thing. So we say, so all materials on earth that we see are made up of these four elements. So they are present in all the materiality that we see as the ultimate component. They exist as ultimate component. And they when they combine together to form a material group, so they exist as material group. So that material group, when the Buddha described it, it is of the size of electron and protons. So when the Buddha said, when they combine together into a material group, that material group is compared in size to electron, proton, and neutron. That science knows as the basic element. So that means, why science say electron, proton, they are not ultimate materiality yet, because they are made up of these four primary elements. So they are these four, the primary elements. They are the real ultimate materialities.
咁咧，我哋跟住講咧，呢個四大元素咧，咁巴利文咧就叫我哋咧巴利文就叫 Dhatu 咧就叫界啦，我哋中文翻譯咧就叫界啦。咁但係我哋中文乜嘢都叫界啦，冇得嘢都叫界啦。所以咧我哋記得投生嗰陣時嘅天界啊，咁嗰個界其實用得好，即係幾混淆嘅。咁我哋可以記得嗰啲係基本嘅元素啦，呢啲係最基本嘅元素。Dhatu就係咁譬如咧地大咧，我哋會講係一般我哋睇書就係地界啦，或者水界啦、風界啦，或者火界嘅。咁即係大家知道呢個名稱啦。咁嗰個 Dhatu 咧，佢嘅意思咧就係最基本嘅元素，而佢自己有本身嘅特性嘅，唔可以再被分解。咁同埋咧，佢有獨特嘅特性嘅，我哋就叫佢呢個界啦，或者 Dhatu 啦。咁教授咧喺呢度咧就係再三強調咧，呢個地水火風咧唔係土地，唔係水，唔係火，唔係風， 我哋記得呢啲咧係只係一個性質嚟嘅，只係佢哋有4個咧代表4種特別獨特嘅物質嘅性質嚟嘅。咁咧所有嘅物質我哋見到所有嘅物質啦，風又好，空氣又好啦，咁佢咧都係當中咧都包括埋呢4種性質嘅。咁佢咧都係由呢種4種性質構成嘅，只係佢組合唔同，呈現咗咩嘢強咩嘢唔強，組合唔同嘅。咁所以咧，即係大家即係記得啦，佢唔係一個地水火風唔係物質，係性質嚟嘅，係物質嘅性質嚟嘅。咁同埋咧，我哋嘅人咧，即係佢產生嘅時候、出生嘅時候咧、存在嘅時候咧，佢唔係單獨存在嘅，佢4個會一齊存在嘅。同埋咧，佢哋存在就好似我哋嘅心咁樣啦，我哋嘅意識唔會單獨存在，一定有心所一齊存在啦。咁有互相支持嘅作用啦。咁可以講呢個4大元素咧，就係最基本嘅真實嘅真實法啦，即係究竟嘅實相啦。咁佢如果聚合埋一齊咧，我哋講一個單元嘅呢個4大咧。佢可以講佢個大細咧，就好似一個原子或者一個質子咁大嘅。咁所以咧，科學界所認為嘅基本嘅粒子係電子或者質子咧，喺佛教入面咧都唔係最基本嘅元素。咁佛教入面嘅最基本元素咧就仲細過嗰啲嘅。
On page 228, we have the topic 24 derivatives. So not just you please change derivatives into derived materiality, derived materialities. So there are 24 derived materialities or secondary material properties dependent on the 4 great essential materiality. Like the earth are the essential, the elements, and like the trees are the derivatives that spring therefrom. So, though the trees, they arise from the earth, so we know the trees are not the earth, and the earth is not the trees. And the same thing they say, depending on these, based on these 4 great essential materialities, 24 derived materialities arise. So, and then altogether we have 28 types of materiality. Okay.
咁咧喺第228頁咧，我哋咧就講咧係所造色啦。呢個24種所造色咧係基於頭先講嗰個4大元素咧衍生或者組合而成嘅。咁佢哋夾埋嗰4大咧，就一共28種色法嘅。
We go to page 229 now. So we are going to describe these derived materialities first as 5 pasada rupas. So we call them sensitive material qualities. So they are the sensitive parts of the organs. So when the organs we mean here is the eye organ, the ear organ, the nose organ, the tongue and the body. So these, the pasada rupa, they tend to clarify the coexisting material qualities. They receive the impressions of the sense objects. Now, these 5 are actually already known to you, familiar to you. So, you just go below. Number 1 is Chakupasada. Now you know that. So we say it is sensitive part of the eye. So it is not very definite. So we should say, it is the eye, the pasada actually means clear materiality. Clear materiality. So Chakupasada, we should say it is eye, clear materiality. So it is the clear materiality in the pupil of the eye. So in the pupil of the eye, there we say there is transparent materiality there. Transparent materiality, where visible objects appear. So that transparent materiality in the eye is called the Chakupasada. So it spreads in 7 layers in the pupil of the eye, where images appear. Yes.
咁咧，我哋咧先講咧有5種我哋已經學過嘅所造色啦。咁咧5種所造色咧就係我哋嘅5根門嘅嗰個令到我哋可以認知所緣嘅嗰個色法，即係物質嘅嘢啦。咁佢咧，我哋以前咧就知道咧，佢係透明㗎啦，所以我哋叫佢淨色嘅。咁咧分別咧就有眼淨色啦，咁有耳淨色啦、鼻淨色啦、舌淨色同埋身淨色嘅。
Number 2, soda pasada. We can take it sensitive, transparent materiality of the ear. It spreads in the place, shaped like a ring inside the ear holes. So we should say they may be coated on the eardrum, which is sensitive to the sound waves, and by that we understand the sound.
咁咧即係頭先講咗個眼淨色咧，就係我哋眼膜嗰度咧，佢喺7層嘅我哋嗰個眼膜上面咧，咁就可以接收嗰啲影像啦。咁咧我哋嘅耳淨色咧就好似一個圓圈咁樣咧喺我哋嘅耳窿入邊嘅，或者係我哋嘅耳膜嗰度嘅。
Number 3 is Gana Pasada, sensitive. Again, we just, instead of sensitive part, we just say sensitive, transparent materiality of the nose. It spreads in the place shaped like the leg of a goat inside the nostrils. So when the smell or odor comes in contact with this sensitive materiality, we understand the smell.
咁咧第3個咧就係鼻淨色啦，咁佢係即係都係一個透明嘅一層物質啦。咁佢咧就分佈喺我哋嘅地哥窿入邊啦。咁佢係可以接收味道嘅香味嘅。
4 is Jiva Pasada, sensitive materiality or sensitive transparent materiality of the tongue. It spreads in the middle upper surface of the tongue. So when taste comes in contact with this Jiva Pasada, we understand the taste.
咁第4咧就係舌淨色啦。咁呢層透明嘅物質咧，咁咧佢哋咧就係我哋嘅舌頭嘅表層啦、中上層嗰度啦。咁佢咧可以係認知同埋認知嗰個味道嘅。
Kaya Pasada is sensitive, transparent materiality of the body. It spreads throughout the whole body, sensitive to touch, excluding the head hair, the body hair, the fingernails, toenails, and dry skin. So you can touch your body any place. Wherever you touch, if you can know the touch, so we say you have this Kaya Pasada, the transparent materiality of the body there. So we say, the hair, you can cut it, you don't feel any pain. Like the nails, you can cut them, no pain, because they don't have this Kaya Pasada, the transparent, sensitive materiality in them. So like inside they say, these nails and our hair, they are the dead cell. As they are the dead cell, they don't have any feeling. We can cut them.
咁咧，我哋嘅身淨色咧就遍佈我哋全身啦。咁佢哋可以接觸嗰啲感受接觸嘅。咁除咗咧，我哋嘅頭髮啦，我哋嘅體毛啦，我哋嘅指甲啦、腳甲啦，同埋我哋啲死皮嘅。咁就冇呢啲，即係冇呢個身淨色嘅物質嘅。
Now we have come across these 5 transparent materialities that we call Pasada Rupa. They are actually transparent, but they cannot be seen by the eye, and you cannot see them, not even under microscope. Just like when you study different types of materiality, you cannot see them as transparent. But in insight meditation, there is vipassana. You can see this clear materiality, transparent materiality in the eye, in the ear, in the nose, in the tongue, in the body. You can see them. And we have seen already, these five pasada rupa, they function as the five sense door. We call them the eye door, the ear door, the nose door, the tongue door, the body door. And they also function as the five physical bases for the pancha vinyana to depend on for their arising. So we call the chakupasada both the eye door and the eye base. And the sodapasada is the ear door as well as the ear base. Kanapasada, the nose door and the nose base. Jivapasada, the tongue door, the tongue base, and Kayapasada, the body door and the body base. So they are very important materialities.
咁咧我哋呢五種正式咧五種正式咧就係透明嘅啦。咁咧係顯微鏡下面都睇唔到嘅，但係咧佢係存在嘅，係雖然我哋肉眼或者科學儀器咧係測量唔到嘅，但係咧教授就講咧，佢話我哋如果修內觀咧，我哋嘅心咧係可以睇到嘅，我哋嘅智慧係可以睇到呢啲嘢嘅。我哋咧就佢講咧，其實呢個正式咧就係我哋嘅五根啦，或者五門啦，亦都係我哋嘅五個依處啦，我哋嘅五種意識啦，即係嗰個雙五識咧，就喺呢個五個依處生起啦。咁連我哋個五門轉向心咧，亦都喺呢啲正式嘅地方產生嘅。
So we finish 11 pages. Quite a good progress for today. So we say prayers now.
教授計住啲頁數，因為學咗好多11頁書。
Himaya Yama